First graders, happy Friday. Let's go ahead and get started with our writing lesson for today. Our writing goal for today is I can write an I am poem. We're going to be taking what we've learned the last few weeks and creating a poem about ourselves today. So go ahead and repeat after me. I can write an I am poem. Awesome, first graders. Let's get started. At the beginning of this unit, we talked about what poetry is. And let's go back and remind ourselves what poetry is. Poetry is a form of writing that expresses our feelings, our experiences, right? What we've gone through, or our thoughts, what we think. Poets tell a story when they write poems. They express their feelings when they're sad, they're happy, or angry. Poems can also be humorous. That means funny. You can use it to describe a person or an object or a thing, which we have the last few weeks by taking things from our home and writing poems about them, to send a message and to persuade or convince the reader about something, to think a certain way. We have used figurative language to describe things in poems the last few weeks. We know that some poems rhyme and that some poems don't rhyme. We know that poems use imagery to build a mental image in a person's brain as they are reading the poem or listening to the poem. This week, we were able to play around with metaphors and similes as we listened to the umbrella poem, where the umbrella was compared to a tulip. We've also created poems using movement words or verbs, and we've used poems that have onomatopoeia in them, and we created a poem that has onomatopoeia in it, which are sound words like pow, zing, zap. This week we had another opportunity to create another poem using more figurative language, and we're going to take what we've learned the last few weeks to build a poem about ourselves this week. Well, what's an I am poem? An I am poem is composed of 3 stanzas. And remember, a stanza is a group of lines. So let's go ahead and dig into this poem that I have for you that's an example. And we're going to see the 3 stanzas that is shown. We have 1 stanza right here, 2 stanzas right here, and 3 stanzas right here. 1, 2, 3. An I am poem is composed of 3 stanzas. That means you are writing 3 stanzas. And an I am poem is about you and your feelings. Let's go ahead and go through this I am poem. It's an example of what it can look like. I am a first grader. I wonder how I'll do this year. I hear pencils writing on paper. I see everyone working. I want to get good grades. I am a first grader. I pretend that I know it all. I feel my smooth desk. I touch my hard pencil. I worry that I'll get a bad grade. I cry when I get hurt on the playground. I am a first grader. I understand more stuff than last year. I say thank you to my teacher. I dream that it's summertime. I try my best each day. I hope to pass first grade. I am a first grader. This is one example of what an I am poem can look like. And after this, you'll have a chance to hear my I am poem, and I'm going to talk about what you will be doing independently in your writing journals today. Capiche? Now that we know what an I am poem is, and remember, an I am poem is about you and your feelings. And so I went ahead and I've created an I am poem for myself. Now, as you can see in black writing, that has already been provided for me. And it's going to be provided for you. And all you have to do is fill in the blank, which I did in white letters. Okay, the underlined part is what I have added in to the poem. So the first line, I'm going to go ahead and point to the first line here. I am a Mexican teacher. I wonder how I can be my best self. I hear my people saying, Unión hace la fuerza. I see 21 students. I want to help my community. I am a Mexican teacher. Now, if I circle this stanza right here, this is stanza number 1. I can also notice that there are some elements such as repetition, right? In my poem, we've discussed that sometimes in poems we can repeat things. I said I'm a Mexican teacher, and you can see that right here as well in the first stanza. I am a Mexican teacher. I'm going to go ahead and continue on to my second stanza and read for you what I have written. I pretend to be Superwoman. I feel so many emotions. I touch the hands of the people who worked hard for me. I cry when I am hurt. I worry about my family, friends, and students. I am a Mexican teacher. So here is my second stanza that I've completed. And again, I end with I'm a Mexican teacher at the bottom here, and I'm still doing repetition. I understand I make mistakes. I say, si se puede. I dream for world peace. I try to speak my truth. I hope to make a change in this world. I am a Mexican teacher. And as you can see, here's my third stanza that I've completed, and some more repetition that's happening down here by repeating, I am a Mexican teacher. First graders, now it's your turn to give this a try. Grab your writing journal and you are going to be writing your I am poems. Remember, you would want to write the title at the top, I am poem, and you're also going to write in who it's written by. You are the author, so written by, I'm going to write my name on here, but you're going to have to write your own. Mine is Miss Tapia. And then you're going to start off with the first line by copying down, I am a first grader. And then you're going to continue on with I wonder, and you're going to be filling in the blanks. So when you see these lines right here, the black lines, that means you are going to be filling in the blanks with your ideas, your experiences, or your feelings. The only thing that should be the same over and over and over again is I am a first grader, because we're using repetition. But you should be copying down the black words, I wonder, I hear, I see, by finishing off each sentence. Pause this video right now so that you can get started with your I am poem. Remember, check your spelling. If you need any help with tricky words, use your word wall. And make sure that you include anything about yourself, anything that you were feeling, just like how I did with my poem. You got to know a little bit about Miss Tapia and the things that I'm wondering and that I'm hearing, that I'm seeing as a Mexican teacher. Now you're going to have a chance to do that as you express in your poem that you are a first grader. When you are all done with your poem, I would like you to turn the page to a clean one. It might be right after your poem or right next to it, or on the back of your poem. You are going to take some time right now to write about the poet, to give the reader information about you. And so you may copy this template that I have right here that shows about the poet. And then you are going to get started with information that's on this template. So for the first one, you can see here it says, my name is Miss Tapia. I am 30 years old. I am in the first grade. I go to HP Highland Park Elementary School. My teacher's name is Mr. Dysart. I was born on February 8th, 1990. I have one brother, two sisters, two pets. My best friends are Arpie and Rona. My hobbies include dancing, playing baseball. When I grow up, I want to be a lawyer. Some of my favorite things. My favorite food is ceviche. My favorite color is blue. My favorite sport is baseball. My favorite book that I like to read, I would say Harry Potter books are pretty good. My favorite TV show, don't have one right now. My favorite movie is The Grinch. And my favorite school subject is writing. And then when I'm all done filling in those blanks, while you are writing them down in your journal, you are going to draw a portrait of yourself. Okay? In this box right here, you can copy this template. That is where I would draw a picture or a portrait of myself to let the reader knows who is the poet and what are some of the things that I like to do, like to eat. Just like how authors do it in their books or how poets do it when they share a poem. Poets, you have finished your poem. You have written your all about the poet page. Now it's time to present your poem. Go ahead and ask someone in your household if you can share your poem that you have written today. Okay? And when you do, be in an open space, have them sit down, and you can stand up nice and tall. Okay? You can hold your writing journal right in front of you. And remember to use your level 2 or level 3 voice so that everyone can hear you. It could be more than one person that is your audience listening to your poem. And feel proud of your poem as you are reading, because this is your hard work that we have done for the last 3 weeks, and now you're putting it all together in one poem. Poets, nice job. I'm so proud of you. We have done so much with the poetry unit. I would love to hear what is it that you learned this unit. And when you have an idea, give me a silent thumb up. And when you're ready to share, you can pause this video to share with your pet, your stuffy, or your family member using the sentence stem, I learned. Friends, have a wonderful weekend. I am so proud of all the work that you have done this unit, and I can't wait to see you on Monday to start a brand new unit. Adios.